ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तन्न विदुःसुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः। श्रीमद् भगवद्गीता अध्याय 14 श्लोका 3। मम यो निर्महद्ब्रह्म तस्मिन् गर्भं दधाम्यहम् सम्भवः सर्वभूतानां ततो भवति भारत। The creation happens on account of the association of the Prakriti with the Brahman, with the Paramatma. Therefore, Paramatma as well as Prakriti both have a role to play in the phenomenon of creation. This idea is being figuratively described in Shloka 3 as well as Shloka 4. Bhagavan refers to Prakriti as Mahad Brahma. Mahad Brahma, which is Prakriti, is figuratively described as the womb of creation. Because the creation is a modification of the Prakriti. Just like the fetus grows in the mother's womb, entire creation emerges from the Prakriti. It is a manifestation of the Prakriti itself. Therefore, Prakriti is described as the womb of creation. See the shloka. He Bharata, O descendant of Bharata, Mahad Brahma, the Prakriti. Here Mahad Brahma does not mean Brahman. It refers to Prakriti. Mama Yonihi. It is my Yoni, my womb. The womb with the help of which I execute the process of creation. Paramatma executes the process of creation. Without the help of Prakriti, creation is not possible. Only Paramatma, without Prakriti, cannot create the universe. Because Paramatma is free from all modifications, all changes. Therefore, he cannot modify into the universe. He cannot modify into various names and forms in his own nature. That is why he needs the help of Prakriti. In fact, Prakriti is the one that modifies into various Namarupas, various names and forms. That is why in Vedanta Shastra, Prakriti is referred to as the Parinami Upadana Karanam. Prakriti is the Upadana Karana of the universe. What kind of Upadana Karana? Parinami Upadana Karana. The Upadana Karana which undergoes modification. Now, the Prakriti is a Jada, insentient, as well as Mithya. Jada means insentient. It does not have consciousness. And Mithya means it does not have intrinsic existence. It does not have its own existence. Therefore, the Prakriti has to depend on the Paramatma for existence, which is called sattva. For existence as well as consciousness, Paramatma Prakriti has to depend on Paramatma, because Paramatma is the one who has his own existence as well as his own consciousness. Therefore, Bhagavan says, I, the Paramatma, offer my existence and consciousness to the Prakriti. Bhagavan lends his existence and consciousness to the Prakriti. And this process, this phenomenon, is figuratively described as Garbhadhana. Garbhadhana means fertilization. Placing the garbha, placing the fetus. Literally it means placing the fetus. Therefore, Bhagavan says, Tasmin aham garbham dadhami. I placed my fetus in the Prakriti, implying I lend my existence as well as consciousness to the Prakriti. I support the Prakriti with my existence and consciousness. Therefore, Prakriti is dependent on Paramatma for its existence and consciousness. Prakriti is supported by Paramatma. Since Paramatma is supporting the Prakriti with his existence, Paramatma is also Upadana Karana. Paramatma is also the material cause. Earlier I told Prakriti is Upadana Karana. Now Paramatma is also Upadana Karana. Prakriti is also Upadana Karana. Paramatma is also Upadana Karana. Then what is the difference? Prakriti is Parinami Upadana Karana because it undergoes modification. Whereas Paramatma is Vivarta Upadana Karana. Vivarta Upadana Karana means he becomes the material, he becomes the substance of the universe without undergoing any modification. The Upadana Karana, the material cause, which does not undergo any modification, is called Vivarta Upadana Karana. Therefore, from the Paramatma who is aided by Prakriti, who is associated with the Prakriti, the whole universe emerges. It is being said, Tataha, from there, Sarvabhutanam Sambhavaha Bhavati. All the beings, all the objects originate, emerge. Next shloka. Shloka 4. Sarvayonishu kaunteya murtayas sambhavanti yaha tasam brahma mahadyonihi aham bija pradah pita. Same idea is conveyed once again. Hey Kaunteya, Bhagavan addresses Arjuna, O son of Kunti, Sarvayonishu Yaha Murtayas Sambhavanti. Sarvayonishu, in all wombs, there are various types of yonis, various types of wombs. Devata yoni, Martya yoni, the human being womb, etc. In all the wombs, Yaha Murtayas Sambhavanti, the Murtis are born, bodies are born. Our body is born in a particular womb, our mother's womb. In a human womb, we are born. Our body is born. Likewise, various individuals are born in various wombs based on our karma, based on our punya, papa, etc. For all of those bodies, who is responsible? Tasam Mahad Brahma Yonihi. Mahad Brahma is their yoni, is their cause, their parinami upadana karana. Whereas Paramatma says, Aham bija pradah pita, I am like their father. Bhagavan figuratively describes himself as the father. Why father? Bija pradaha. because he has lent his bija, his seed in the sense existence and consciousness. Paramatma has supported the Prakriti with his existence and consciousness. And that is how Prakriti is able to create. Therefore, Paramatma is like the father. Just like the mother cannot give birth to a baby without father, the Prakriti cannot create the universe without the support of the Paramatma. Therefore, Paramatma is everybody's father. Jagataha Pita, the cosmic father. Therefore, entire creation is pervaded by both Prakriti as well as Paramatma. Now, let us focus on Prakriti. The Prakriti is there in all our bodies, all our minds, because all our bodies and mind are modifications of the Prakriti. It is made of Prakriti, because Prakriti is its upadana karan, parinami upadana karan. Now, the Prakriti consists of three gunas. Trigunatmika Prakritihi. Prakriti consists of three gunas: sattva, rajas and tamas. Therefore, all the effects of Prakriti also consists of three gunas. Everything is made of three gunas. Even our body is made of three gunas. Even our mind is made of three gunas. Therefore, everything in the universe is Trigunatmaka, a composite of three gunas. Therefore, from Shloka 5 onwards, Bhagavan is analyzing the three gunas. How the three gunas are responsible for samsara. It is being discussed from Shloka 5. Let's read. Sattvam rajastama iti gunah prakriti sambhavaha nibadhnanti mahabaho dehe dehinam avyayam. He Mahabaho. Another epithet of Arjuna, another name of Arjuna. He Mahabaho. Arjuna is called Mahabahu. Mahantau Bahu Yasya Saha Mahabahu. Arjuna has very strong arms. Therefore he is called Mahabahu. He Mahabaho, O mighty armed Arjuna. Bhagavan says there are three gunas: sattvam, rajaha, tamaha iti. First one is called sattvam, second one is rajaha. Basically, it is rajas sakaranta. Because of some sandhi rules, it has become rajaha. Sakara becomes visarga. And tamaha, it is also basically tamas. Because of some grammatical rules, it has become tamaha. Sattvam, rajaha, tamaha. Iti gunaha. These three are the gunas. Literally, the word guna means a rope. Rope is used to tie cattle, etc. These three are called guna because they are also binding in nature. Gunavat bandhana hetutvat gunaha. Since they bind, just like the regular guna, regular rope, they bind a person, they tie a person down to samsara. Therefore, they are called gunaha. Prakriti sambhavaha. The three gunas emerge from the Prakriti. Before Srishti, the three gunas were there in the Prakriti. According to Sankhya philosophy, the gunas are in equilibrium. Samyavastha. Before Srishti, the gunas are in a state of equilibrium. Means all the three gunas are quiet, calm. No guna is pushing the other. No guna is dominating over the other. Such state is called samyavastha, a state of equilibrium. During Srishti, the equilibrium of the gunas get disturbed. In fact, Srishti happens when the equilibrium of the gunas get disturbed. One guna tries to overpower the other, then the other overpowers the other. That is how the equilibrium gets disturbed. That is when the creation happens. There is a tug of war between the gunas to overpower each other. Then, in some objects, sattva is predominant. In some objects, rajas is predominant. In some, tamas is predominant. That is how the entire universe is arranged. It is true with every object in the world. Some objects are predominantly sattva, some are predominantly rajas, some are predominantly tamas. It is true with our body, and it is true with our mind as well. Since the same three gunas are there in our mind, they bind us. Krishna says, Dehinam avyayam dehe nibadhanti. Avyayam dehinam. The dehi, the atma. The atma is avyaya. Essentially, it is free from modifications, free from changes. Therefore, in reality, the gunas cannot bind the atma. The word avyayam indicates that in reality, the gunas cannot bind the atma. Atma is ever free. Avyayatvat atma nityamuktaha. Since the atma is avyaya, atma is ever free, ever unaffected. The gunas cannot really bind the atma. The gunas cannot really touch the atma even. Still, because of ajnana, because of ignorance, on account of ignorance, the gunas as though bind the atma. Virtually bind the atma. Therefore, Bhagavan says, Dehe nibadhanti. They bind the atma in the body. They cause samsara in the body. From Shloka 6 onwards, Bhagavan shows how each guna binds. Shloka 6. Tatra sattvam nirmalatvat prakashakamanāmayam sukha sangena baddhāti jnana sangena chānagha. Sattva guna, how Sattva-guna binds. What are the characteristics of Sattva-guna? First of all, Bhagavan describes the characteristics of Sattva-guna. And then he explains how it binds. He Anagha. See the Anvaya of the Shloka. He Anagha. Anagha is there at the end. Chanagha. Cha plus Anagha is Chanagha. He Anagha. Krishna addresses Arjuna with another word. Anagha. Agha means a papa. Na vidyate agham papam yasya saha anagha. One who is free from papa is called anagha. He Anagha. O Arjuna, you are free from papa. O Arjuna, who is free from papa. Tatra, among those three gunas, teshu guneshu madhye, Sattvam, the Sattva guna, Nirmalatvat, it is Nirmala. Literally means free from impurities, pure. In what sense? It is called pure because it enables the manifestation of consciousness in it. Madhusudana Saraswati says, Chidbimba Grahana Yogyatvat. It is capable of reflecting the Chaitanya, the consciousness in itself. Therefore, it is called Nirmala. Just like a mirror or any other polished surface which is capable of reflecting the face, etc. Why it is capable of reflecting? Because it is Nirmala, it is polished, clean, a clean surface, a clear surface, a polished surface is capable of reflecting face or any other object. In the same manner, the Sattva guna has a special ability to reflect the Chaitanya, reflect the consciousness. Therefore, it is called Nirmala. Nirmalatvat. We have to be very clear in understanding the meaning of Nirmala here. Sometimes we describe Atma also as Nirmala. Atma is also Nirmala. But the Nirmalatva of the Atma is of a different kind. Atma is free from all forms of impurities, all forms of samsara. In that sense, Atma is Nirmala. Whereas here, Nirmala just means it is capable of reflecting Chaitanya, consciousness. Prakashakam, it is Prakashaka, it is luminous. Luminous means it is capable of knowledge. It facilitates knowledge. In fact, all our cognitions, all our knowledges in the mind are happening because of sattva guna. The mind has sattva guna. That is why we are able to know with the mind. Suppose mind didn't have any sattva guna, only rajoguna and tamoguna were there, we would not have been able to know anything. Therefore, prakashakam, it is capable of generating knowledge in the form of vritti, in the form of a thought. The knowledge in the form of a thought is because of sattva guna. Therefore, sattva is called prakashakam. And anamayam. Anamayam literally means free from dukkha. Amaya means dukkha, sorrow. Anamayam means free from sorrow. Here also we should understand the implied meaning. The sattva guna is capable of sukha, capable of facilitating the experience of happiness. The pleasure that we experience is also another thought modification which occurs in our mind. A particular thought modification has to happen. A particular type of modification has to happen in our mind. That is when we experience happiness or pleasure. Now I am happy, we say. And this happiness as an experience, is because of sattva guna. That is why sattva is called anamayam. The word anamayam means it is capable of facilitating the experience of happiness. Therefore, all the happiness that we experience from time to time is because of sattva guna. Even the happiness we get while eating a rasgulla is because of sattva guna in our mind. Now Bhagavan says how sattva guna binds. Sukha sangena badhnati. It binds an individual with the sukha sangha. with the attachment to sukha, attachment to happiness, identification with the happiness, on account of sattva guna, once in a while we get happiness, we experience happiness. That is when we say, I am happy now, all things are favorable, therefore now I am happy. Idanim aham sukhi, now I am happy, we say. And when we are happy now, we want this to continue. Either it should continue as it is, or it has to become better. I want more happiness. And if we want more happiness, the things around us should get better. The graph should go upwards. There has to be a bull run in the market. But it is not always so. The graph can go downward any time. Things may become unfavorable any time. And then we are in trouble. That is how association with the sukha, attachment to the sukha, which is called sukha sangha, attachment to the sukha, causes samsara. Now I am happy, and this happiness should continue and become better, which is not always the case. And when it is not the case, we are in trouble. And jnana sangena badhnati. Sattva guna also binds an individual with the jnana sangha, attachment to jnana. Our identification with the jnana, identification with our intellectual accomplishment, I am a very learned man. I have high IQ. One can have such ego, such identification, and it creates problem. I am highly educated, but someone is not treating me the way a highly educated person has to be treated. A highly educated girl was married to a traditional house, and in the traditional house, the woman of the house has to cook and wash the vessels, etc. It was expected of her. But then this lady's ego came in way. She said, I am highly educated. highly intelligent. How can I wash vessels? How can I cook? Then she started fighting with her husband and in-laws, and it ended up in divorce. Recently I heard such case. And then it is another samsara, marriage and divorce. It is also jnana sangena badhnati. Because of attachment to one's intellectual accomplishment, there is samsara. That is how sattva binds an individual. Sattva also causes samsara. Now one may ask, if sattva also causes samsara, why? Why the Shastra says you have to be sattvika? What is the point in being more sattvika? This should be understood properly. All the three gunas bind us, cause samsara. But among the three gunas, sattva guna can facilitate the Atma Jnana. If any guna can facilitate the Atma Jnana, it is sattva guna. Therefore, as a way to Atma Jnana, one should become more sattvika. One should enhance one's sattva guna. Make oneself sattvika and then get Atma Jnana. And once you get Atma Jnana, you understand that you are free from all the three gunas. Then you become a trigunatita. You have transcended all the three gunas with the jnana. Therefore, our goal is to become free from all the three gunas, including sattva guna. But in the process of becoming free from three gunas, first of all, one should enhance one's sattva. Therefore, becoming sattvika is not the goal. Becoming sattvika is only a means to be free from all the three gunas. If our goal is only to become sattvika, then we are not getting rid of samsara. We are just traveling from one samsara to another samsara. Om पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ